Welcome to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Dan Monroe. Our top story, Ward 5 Councilwoman Phyllis Cleveland gave an update on her ward to a crowd at the Vocational Guidance Services Center. The Councilwoman was introduced by Joe Black, Community Engagement Manager for Cleveland Central Promise.
As a resident of our community, lifelong practically, moving here at an early age and residing within a 4-block radius, Councilwoman Cleveland has worked to serve our community in a variety of different ways. As the majority leader for City Council, she pushes for us in many ways, fighting for different legislative opportunities that we have in front of us. Things like the right to counsel. Other opportunities that exist in front of us today are all a result of her hard work.
Councilwoman Cleveland, who has been representing Ward 5 for the past 14 years, reminded the crowd about what the role of a councilperson is.
A lot of you see us on TV, you see ribbon cuttings, or you see us at the scene of an accident, and people think that that we're TV actors, that we play characters on TV and we show up, we just show up and then the rest of the time we go somewhere and hide. And it's not like that at all. It is not like that at all. This is pure service, pure hard work. The people that we represent need so much. They have great needs for a number of reasons, and they look to us to fulfill those needs.
In her remarks, Councilwoman Cleveland spoke on many topics, including crime.
I encourage everyone in this room, if you see something, say something. That's been the common mantra. We have a code among some people in our community, a code of silence, the no snitching, or, you go in your house and close your curtains and it's not my business as long as it's not, on my doorstep, but one day it will be on your doorstep. And, who's going to help you? So the first step is see something, say something.
And you can watch Councilwoman Phyllis Cleveland's State of the Ward only on TV20 or anytime you want with your PC or mobile device on the TV20 YouTube page. The Cleveland Division of Fire honored some of their own at a celebration held in the Cleveland City Council chambers. Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson welcomed the crowd and thanked the honorees for their bravery.
You are public servants, and as I always say that it's an honorable profession, but everyone can't do it. But when you're able to do it and you do it well, you have the greatest opportunity to impact the lives of individuals, families, and communities. And the recognition that you'll receive today is part of that public service.
Before the awards were handed out, Fire Chief Angelo Cavillo spoke of the job of the Cleveland firefighter.
Every day our firefighters work on the front line, responding to all hazards and emergencies, from medical emergencies to motor vehicle accidents, technical rescue, and of course, fires. Cleveland firefighters are ready to respond right now and every hour of every day of the year.
Among the many award recipients, Captain Brendan McNamara was awarded the prestigious Medal of Valor for his role in recovering someone who accidentally fell into the North Coast Harbor playing volleyball. Captain McNamara dove into pitch-black water to find him.
For his brave and decisive actions in the dark and dangerous depths of the harbor that night, Captain McNamara is awarded the Medal of Valor. Congratulations.
Everyone at TV20 would like to congratulate all the firefighters honored at this year's ceremony. There were big lines at the 3rd District Police Headquarters as people turned up to turn in their old guns.
Okay, so this is our annual gun buyback program that we hold every year. We offer gift cards in order to have people come in and give away unwanted firearms. It's a super successful program. This year we started at 9 in the morning, but we had cars lined up all down the block at 8 o'clock in the morning, so we have a huge amount of people participating this year and anticipate to take in between 150 and 200 guns.
Rifles, handguns, and even some rare gems were returned to the police in exchange for some gift cards that will come in handy during the upcoming holiday season.
The people who are most likely to come and turn in these guns are usually people who inherit weapons, and so they're not used to storing them or keeping them. Maybe they're kind of reluctant gun owners in a sense, that they may have inherited the weapon due to someone passing away or, just as a hand-me-down. And when we have people that are reluctant to own weapons, they tend to not store them correctly. So a lot of times we'll see where people will take a gun and put it in a drawer or stick it in a closet. And then what happens is a lot of times kids can come into contact with those weapons, and that can have really tragic results.
Melissa brought in an old pistol she received from her mom after she passed, and she didn't want it to fall into the wrong hands. She also speaks highly of the program.
Yeah, I think it's a great program. It's a very good incentive to bring people out to get guns off the street, keep people safe, and make the community better. And to get something on top of that from the neighboring stores is a great thing.
Just seeing the amount of people who stop by to drop off their guns reflect on this program's impact on the community.
And we are making an impact, we are making a difference, because 200 guns is 200 guns. Even taking in one gun to make it safer out there. This is just something that is anonymous, and we run this, we have in the last few years run this in the last quarter of the year, which means that the incentives are available kind of getting you into the holiday season.
To help celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lakeview Cemetery, some local businesses are doing their part to help restore architectural monuments to their original glory while offering some hands-on experience to those as well.
Today we're here for a very exciting project between the Local 5 Union, Lakeview Cemetery, and Cleveland Building Restoration, and we're partnering together for a project that's bringing together the apprenticeship program and Lakeview Cemetery to restore some historic monuments and also to give training for the apprenticeship program.
Apprentices work tirelessly over a week, refurbishing the mausoleums using the skills they've acquired during their training.
The apprenticeship program is 4 years, and you go to school every year, and we got Terry teaching us everything we need to know. So,
well, they come into our program and they're interested that we do math with them. We do trade math and everything, and we do labor history, and we put them in the shop half the day, and they build walls, they tear them down, they build them. That's why it's nice to do a project like this, because it's live. It's something they can build and it stays. You got to be careful, meticulous on how you fix it. And you want it to look like we were never there. You want them to show up and say, "Where'd you work?" and just say thank you.
In the 4 years, what they've learned is tuck pointing, brick replacement, grinding out the mortar joints, caulking, and cleaning.
With a largely aging workforce, groups like CBR hope projects like these will inspire younger generations to look into the trades. To learn more about Cleveland Building Restoration, you can visit their website at clerestoration.com. The Department of Human Resources Wellness Works program held their 5th annual Breast Cancer Awareness Luncheon to benefit the survivors of breast cancer and those brave souls currently battling the disease.
This is a very special day dedicated to learning, supporting, sharing, empowering, and communicating with others in our work community, those whose lives have been affected by breast cancer. We hope that this year's luncheon gives everyone the knowledge that is so very essential to deal with this disease, and that also it empowers and strengthens us to do the needed work along this journey.
And for those of us that have watched women and men fight this through in a battle of faith, we have saw a sense of courageousness, a willing spirit to continue to press on despite what the diagnosis may look like.
Waiting for the results of a mammogram could be one of the scariest times in someone's life.
Day 3, the results, Wednesday, March 2nd, 2016. Day 3 was similar to day 2 until 3:30 p.m. And as I sat at my desk at work, my cell phone rang. The only words that mattered at the moment were, "I'm sorry to inform you, but you have breast cancer." In that split second, it took the doctor to allow the words to come out of her mouth. It took much longer for the words to sink into my brain, and much longer to acknowledge that when using those words, it was now being used to describe me. Once my brain caught up to those words, "You have breast cancer," my entire life was retraced in my head, similar to watching a movie. I was able to see my entire life in 1 minute.
The real battle begins after the diagnosis because it takes courage, bravery, and faith to walk this road.
I always tell people that I really want to try to be the type of person that walks in faith and not in fear. And that's a hard scenario, but you can't walk it in fear. Can't walk it alone. Just be at that point where you're accepting of the fact that this is a stage in life. And I will tell you, now that I'm 3.5 years out, I'm probably at peace now than I was at the very beginning of the journey, right? And you can interpret that any way you want, but it really is a walk of faith. And so finally, I want to be the big C and not the little c. Thank you.
As you know, we do this every year, and every year it turns out to be a very beautiful luncheon, and I want to say thank you for everybody supporting and coming out.
Breast cancer is one of the most common forms of cancer in American women, with over 200,000 women being diagnosed each year. That's why awareness of the community is vital. Sterling Recreation Center hosted a health fair to help educate the community on breast cancer and prevention tips.
Cleveland Clinic, in partnership with the City of Cleveland and Oak Street Health, is putting together, today we put together a health fair to raise awareness. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we want to drive home the importance of getting your mammogram and doing your monthly self-exams to prevent late-stage diagnosis.
The benefit of screenings is to hopefully catch cancer early because it's much easier to treat than later stages of cancer, and the chance of survival is much higher.
You should always start by doing your monthly exams. So monthly, you should become acclimated and familiar with your breast. So in the event that there's a lump or there's any bruising, there's a shift, dimpling, leakage, you can become aware first. And if so, then of course you need to make an appointment with your physician and to follow up for treatment or, for an exam. But in addition to that, you get your mammogram, and that's annual. Mammograms start at the age of 40. And with that, it gives an x-ray look inside of your breast tissue. And so there are oftentimes things that we can't see with our eyes or we can't feel physically. So when you get your mammogram and you get that x-ray, it allows for your physician to see any abnormal cell activity. And that's what cancer is, it's abnormal cell activity.
If you're underinsured or do not have any insurance at all, there are programs to help supplement the costs for mammograms and screenings.
Community outreach within TOSIC, we go out to various neighborhoods where we would see those vulnerable populations. Most times they do have Medicaid or they don't have coverage at all or they're underinsured. So we have resources to help balance out the costs where they will receive any of our cancer screenings that I described at no cost. If you are in need and want to inquire more about services specifically, getting a cancer screening, or to partner with us in the community as we advocate and promote the importance of health and preventing late-stage diagnosis, you can reach us at 216-444-2626.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more TV20 News.
Until all our daughters are safe. Until all our children have families. Until all our families have homes. Until all our parents are cared for. We'll be here.
Welcome back to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Dan Monroe. The City of Cleveland is starting their leaf pickup program, and here's what you need to know. Leaves will not be picked up citywide, but in high leaf generation areas. Residents in the high leaf areas should expect leaf pickup signs posted 1 week prior to service. Residents are encouraged to rake leaves from their property onto the tree lawn to streamline the pickup process. To accommodate city crews, residents will be asked to park off-street, if possible, during the service period. Each area will be serviced a minimum of 2 times within an 8-week period, weather permitting. Of course, for more information, you can visit the City of Cleveland's website at city.cleveland.oh.us. The Box Spot in the Kinsman neighborhood held an open-air farmers market to sell fresh produce and other merchandise to the community. Ward 5 Councilwoman Phyllis Cleveland, who was instrumental in getting the Box Spot open, said there's a little something for everyone.
We have lots of vendors, food, hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill. We got people selling produce, jewelry, all kinds of good stuff. And so it's just a great time. We got music. I think they're doing Zumba over there right now. Just having a good time.
Tim Tramble, Executive Director of Burton Bell Car Development, says the Box Spot is one more place added to the list of reasons to visit the Kinsman neighborhood.
We already have Sunshine Cafe. We already have the Urban Agriculture Innovation Zone. We already have Green City Growers Hydroponic Greenhouse. We already have WOVU 95.9, Our Voices United. We already have Cornucopia Place. So we're just building the assets of attraction to make this a vibrant, wonderful community. So we're really excited for Kinsman and the people that live here in Kinsman.
The Box Spot is a series of local stores housed in a structure of shipping containers. Councilwoman Cleveland told us that there is more to the Box Spot than just shopping local.
You know, one of the ways we're activating this corner at East 81st and Kinsman, not just the retail center, the Box Spot, but we have a courtyard atrium where we can hold live performances and events, you know, when the weather permits. So again, this, you know, another new thing here in the Kinsman neighborhood in Ward 5.
Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson, along with some young boys and girls ready to play, broke ground on downtown Cleveland's first playground.
Ready, go! Oh, all right! There we go.
Mayor Jackson congratulated everyone involved for the work in getting the project kicked off.
Downtown Cleveland is becoming a neighborhood. Soon there will be over 20,000 people living downtown. And when that happens, people will demand and require the amenities of a neighborhood. And many of the people who live in downtown now have children. And there is a need for them to find a place where they can take their children, feel and be safe, and so they can enjoy themselves.
The new playground will be located just outside the Science Center and available for use by anyone who comes downtown.
So the kids are so excited to be breaking ground for downtown Cleveland's first public playground. It is so important as the number of families and families with children continue to grow in downtown Cleveland that we have kid-friendly amenities. So this will be the first public playground open for all the public, whether you're living in downtown or visiting downtown to enjoy.
The Downtown Cleveland Alliance is pleased to be partnering with the Science Center over this project, saying this playground couldn't be built in a better place.
It's a perfect spot. I mean, honestly, we have the MC Squared School right behind you through these windows. But this is a perfect spot because it's tucked away nicely, away from a lot of vehicular traffic. Families have easy access to Science Center amenities, such as public restrooms and a cafe. You know, if you have kids, being able to find a restroom quickly or grab a snack is important. So this quickly became one of the best locations, ideal locations for us to put the playground in.
They say the playground should be finished within a matter of weeks, weather permitting. Thank you so much for watching TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Dan Monroe. Stay tuned for the Inside Sports Report with Christian Patterson.